Hey there, viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. So that's our 14 Kia Forte, and the TPMS light is on and flashing. So we have a bad TPMS sensor. So I looked at this car the other day and I almost got burned on it. And I'll tell you why. I came in with a flat, and the lady had told me that it had a bad TPMS sensor. So because it got broke off, or she had her tires changed, so I checked it out. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the tire that had, that was blown out. So just to verify, I grabbed my handy little bar tech here. I went around, checked the TPMS sensors to verify. Got readings on all the other three that were on the car of various pressures, like 28 pounds, 35 pounds, 51 pounds, and then found the sensor that didn't work, which obviously didn't read anything because it was snapped clean off, but they still had the metal stem in there. Lo and behold, I fixed what I assumed was the only faulty sensor, readjusted the tire pressures, and moved on with life. But I did find a little anomaly while I was doing it. I'm going to show you guys just in case you run across this. So the code we have, I'll show you here. If I can get my scan tool out, is we've got this C1333, and that's going to be a sensor 2 fault. What happened, or what I noticed after I was done, because of course I rewrote the data to the car, took it on drive. When I was going around and testing the tire pressures with the bar tech and reading the data on them, the one tire said 51 psi. Initially, I didn't give it no thought because a lot of people will look at the sidewall of their tire and they blow it up to whatever that spec is, and on these it's 51 psi. So long story short, when I was all said and done and actually evened out the pressure on all 4 tires, that tire was not at 51 psi. So with all that being said, we have a faulty sensor, and we'll go around, we'll toggle them. I've got a brand new one here from Kia. We'll slap that baby in. I'll show you how to write the ID to it. We'll take on a little toot, make sure everything's good, and we'll move on with life. So we will start right here. Whoops, hit the right button. We're going to start on the left front. We'll take and trigger this sensor. This will grab our data for us. We can see we got our ID number, temperature. It also gives us sensor, of course you guys can't see it, can you? Sensor state, YD, I don't know what that means. YD sleep, so it might be in sleep mode because it's stationary, and then battery. So anyhow, we'll switch this, we'll come over here, and of course it gives us our pressure for that side too. Now this is our faulty one here, but we're going to take, and if you're not paying attention, you just take and trigger the sensor, and so we can see it's at 51 pounds, battery normal, sleep mode, whatever else. So there, look at that. I'd never noticed that before, so that's something new. 401 degrees. Wow, interesting. And then what we can do for the sake of show and tell, we will check the regular pressure on it. 38.5. Of course the tire's nice and hot. She just drove it in. So yeah, if you're just, I guess what I'm getting at is if you're just walking around and triggering sensors, listening to the beep, you might get burned, because I certainly did. But luckily I was able to catch the mistake before the customer left. What?
There's a customer.
Oh, okay. Give me uno momento. There's the phone. Phone's for you.
Phone's for you, Rob.
No, probably Mitchell. And there we go. So we're going to take and swap out that right front. We'll drop the sensor in that, and I'll show you guys how to write the IDs. We're going to need to save this information here. So we'll save that. We can refer back to it because you actually got to enter the code in these manually. So there's the old one. No physical damage to it that I can see. The funny part is you get these new ones from Kia, and they don't come with the nut, which I thought was odd. A lot of times, you know, I mean, if the car's new enough, it's not a problem, but you get a car that's 5, 6 years old, it ain't coming off. At least not here anyways. So, torque it to spec. Oh, I don't know why I pulled that out. Just habit, I guess. Alright, sensor's on, wheels tightened down. No, I did not balance it because I never broke the bottom bead, so we're all good. Before anybody asks that question, let's see. It's under function test. It's not. System test. Sensor right. We'll continue. And let's see. We got to find, so since I went through and reread the data, so I'll just use the bar tech here. We'll just verify this. 61B should be this sensor that's different. Let's see, sensor 4, right rear, EE2, that matches that. And then left rear, 5E0, 5E0. So, okay, so they match. Here's our oddball, which obviously we knew. So we'll pop back here to the right front. And we're going to do 8 alphanumeric characters. Now, the only thing I would tell you is you have to use, they are specific as far as using capital letters or not. So let's see here. We'll read this off. We'll type it in. So it's a 4 Echo Foxtrot. Oops. 4 Echo Foxtrot. And then Bravo 6 Delta 2-1. Get rid of our keyboard. We'll hit OK. We'll hit OK. Successful. We'll make sure it's up on this other screen when it pops up. So 4 Echo Foxtrot Bravo 6 Delta 2-1. Then it matches our code here, 4 Echo Foxtrot Bravo 6 David or Delta 2-1. So we're good to go. We'll exit out of here. We'll go back. We should be able to clear the codes. And now we got to take her for a little toot down the road, and we should be good. So I brought up our tire pressure data, and right now it's not reading. I assume this will update once we start moving. Sometimes you gotta go a few miles. It took about a mile last time for that light to actually come on to make me aware of the fault. So we'll see what happens there. So that happened pretty quick. Only maybe a quarter mile from the shop, and all of our pressure data popped right up. Got no TPMS light on, but like I said, last time I was down here at the end of Main Street and just a little outside of town, so I'm just going to verify it, double check it for codes, ship it. Well, there you have it, folks. Your TPMS sensor in your Kia Forte. Kind of silly. Valve stems used to be a quarter, and you could pop them in. Now you got about 10 grand wrapped up into a scan tool, another 1,500 into a TPMS sensor, and you might make about $10 profit on the job. But it's his life, I guess. That's how they build these things nowadays. So not too big a deal, but I guess the main thing of this video is I know it doesn't apply to everybody, because obviously not everybody has these tools, or a tire machine for that matter. But if you're in a shop and you're going around with your TPMS tool, don't overlook the fact, you know, when the pressure is not what it says in the tire. you know, that was just my mistake. You know, I made that oversight on my initial, you know, assessment of the car when I was just looking for, you know, a broken TPMS. Go around, you bleep them all, you got pressures, you don't think nothing of it until you pull out a real gauge and say, wait a minute here, you know, something's not right. And honestly, I didn't even see that temperature data on there the first time, so there's another oversight. So you got to slow down to go fast, I guess is what I'm getting at. But the customer's not mad or anything, so no big deal. We just had to order a second TPMS sensor, and away we go. So we'll leave it at that. Socials, all that business, you know what to do. Subscribe if you haven't done that yet and you like automotive related videos and want to see them come out each and every week. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.